Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. Zube here, and I'm going to do a random collective reading. How have you been? I am coming into this with a metaphor. Oh, I have the fan on, so it's blowing my sage out. But I'll get to the metaphor in a minute. First of all, I am Zube, and this is going to be a random collective reading. Did I already say that? I'm not sure. I like to bless us and this space, so bless you, bless me. This is a timeless reading. Take what resonates and leave the rest whenever you stumble upon it. If it feels like it's for you, then it is for you. If I am not for you or this reading is not for you, don't force it to fit. The metaphor that I have been getting is this. It's like, think of our lives as an entire ocean, and ultimately we're going to get somewhere, right? Sometimes I'm really hard on myself if I get busy and I don't, journal every single morning for 2 weeks, which did happen. I don't know if it was quite 2 weeks, but it was close. But I always get back to it. So there's this thing where in AA, I was thinking about this too. I think I'm like 2,831 days sober or whatever. Sometimes to be silly, I like to look that up. And I was thinking about like, dude, what if I like drank and I literally didn't, so all my haters out there can fuck off. I literally didn't, but I was thinking about this. Like, what if I drank on like day 2,799 and then was like jumped right back onto the commitment not to drink, and I had to start all over again. So I don't really like the numbers, the days, because sometimes I think that can be a deterrent when people relapse to just fuck it, like totally give up. So what the metaphor that I'm describing with the ocean is, we might wander around, say if we just wander around our whole lives without discipline and direction and focus and wanting to get somewhere and like goals, aspirations, manifestation, hope, optimism, whatever. If we spend our whole lives without that, we would just be like blowing around in the ocean aimlessly, not trying to get anywhere. But I gave myself credit because I always jump right back on my shit. Like I always get back into it, no matter how long it takes. And I'm beginning to learn that if, the quicker I jump back on it, the better. But I give myself grace for however long I'm in and out of whatever. But this is like, it's much easier to course correct like 7 days off of being off track than it is to course correct after like 7 years, of being off track. But to think of it like, well, it's okay to stray a little bit. You can just correct back as long as you don't talk yourself into being more straight, going more off the path or whatever. And if you do that too, that's just fucking fine. I don't know. It's a metaphor. And I kind of thought of like, all it takes is turning this way for a few more days to get you back on course, to get me back on course. So anyway, that's what we're going into this with. Let's pull some cards. The message, there's like a general message of the torch is being passed. I don't know what that means to you. If it means something significant to you, it's time to take the torch. There's something about a torch. Suppose you could be torching something also. I don't know. Let's see what the reading has to say. If you are interested in a personal reading, astrology, or tarot, my information is down below. My website is teresazube.com. Okay. So we're riding our boat. We're steering our ship. Queen of Swords. This card is internal. That's the first card I pull. So internally, Queen of Swords, she's logical. She's the most masculine of the queens. The swords are air energies. That's our mentality, our mind, our words, our communication. We are thinking. The Queen of Swords listens. She can be kind of cold because she's just very logical. She is still the feminine, so there is still the qualities of like being receptive, of listening. She does nurture. It's just from a very logical perspective, you know? And this is the internal. So with the Queen, maybe we are really listening. We're observing. We're taking note. Oh, that one fell out quick. Yeah. 7 of Wands. So the Queen of Swords is internal. The 7 of Wands is external. This is what is right in front, right? So I put them like this. The external card, this is it, you know, maybe we are standing our ground on something. Maybe we're holding space. I always point out with the 7 of Wands, he isn't attacking anyone. He's just holding up his wand in, not even in defense, but like standing his ground. Like it's more empowered than that. He's above anybody that is coming after him. This is not a time to let other people have their way. This is a time for you to stand your ground, to hold a boundary. Maybe you kind of feel, this can also just be a lot of people paying attention to you. And we're in this observer mode. This is what we're feeling on the inside. So we're listening, we're observing. And then in front, like externally, how we're showing up is that we are like, so there's a reminder not to go into attack mode. We don't need to. We don't need to get into the fray. As a matter of fact, we don't want to leave our ground. We just want to hold it, okay? And the Queen of Swords may want to listen to herself. Maybe that's why we are holding this boundary. So in terms of getting off course and steering back onto course, like not giving ourselves a hard time, knowing that we are going to get where it is that we want to get. The higher perspective spot. So then I pull, and we had 2 pop out. I pull for, we have the internal and then the external. Looking down, what does God see? What does Spirit see? What is the higher perspective on your situation? And we got the Queen of Cups and the 4 of Swords. So this is interesting. And this is what God sees that we need to do or should be done. The Queen of Cups is sitting with our emotions, nurturing ourselves. She can mean the journey of self-love, of, just contemplating how are we feeling. This could be like she is mystical. She is intuitive. This is tapping into our intuition. And the 4 of Swords is prayer. So I think it's kind of interesting that in the higher perspective, in the God spot, we're getting the prayer card. And this is the 4 of Swords. So while the Queen is listening, thinking, observing, this is a reminder to pray, okay? God is listening. That's what I'm getting from this. God is listening. What is your intuition telling you? Don't overthink it, you know? So it's like the Queen of Swords needs to get clear. We need to get clear in our mind. And that's why we want to hold this boundary, hold space around us. I'm going to pull another card to clarify that. Seven of Wands. What are we holding back? The Three of Wands. Wands are fire. Wands are the spiritual journey, the journey of manifestation. It's taking action. The Seven of Wands. So we are holding space because Three of Wands, we're wondering what's next. You know, the Three of Wands is actually about receiving what is meant for you. He has journeyed to the edge of the land and he cannot go any further. Well, he could, but there are ships out there, right about here. And I always describe with this card, if he was to swim out to the ships, that would just be fucking stupid, right? Like he'd be really tired. Maybe he would even drown. You got to wait for the ships to come in. You put in your order with Sheen or whatever, Temu, I don't know. And the ships are coming. You have to trust that they're coming. You put in your order of manifestation with God, and you've got to wait for God to respond. But God is responding. So we are just, it's like we're holding space for what is coming to us. And we've got to be clear-minded for this to happen. The Four of Swords is also meditation. It is gaining mental clarity. It comes after the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is like a broken heart. So this symbolizes where we like integrate a lesson, you know, where fours are always building a foundation because you have four corners to a room. So we're wrapping our head around something that may have transpired. The Queen of Cups, we are healing ourselves. At least this is what, from the higher perspective, this is what God wants to see us doing. God, Spirit, Universe, I use them all. Let's see. And then we'll pull a couple more. Where are my readers? Attraction, shut up. Yeah, attraction. This is the law of attraction. This is like literally, you've got to feel it. Like you can't just logic your way or think your way to attracting what it is you want. So you've got to push away the noise, you know, keep the noise at bay. Don't get into any tangles with people that you don't need to be getting into. The Four of Swords, we have, this is also just quiet, like wherever you can be quiet, be alone, enjoy some solitude. Remind yourself to anticipate and expect good things, right? To be grateful, an attitude of gratitude, because we are attracted. What are we attracting in? Are we attracting in good things or not so good things? Are we grumpy? Are we just expecting the worst? Oh, extremes. You guys, it's pretty extreme out there. We may be wildly like oscillating between expecting good things or, you know, being in fear, being in worry, and then being in hope and being in optimism. There's definitely a lot of that out there where people are, you know, really extreme, basically. So do what you can to keep yourself buffered from all of that out in the world. Let me do one more. Oh, here we go. We're going to pull. So how can we best move forward? How can we best proceed? What quality should we proceed with as we maintain some solitude, clear our minds, and consciously and intentionally attract in what's meant for us. Show the world the real you. I think this is what we're manifesting, is the real us. This is a full moon in Aquarius, which is funny because that'll be coming up in the, I think it's coming up in the end of July, actually, maybe. But regardless, that doesn't have to be that. We're bringing in what is really meant for us, okay? What I was getting with, like, it's time to take the torch, or it's time, we can't play small anymore. It's time to take steps to move towards what it is that you really want, whether, whether that is just being authentic, being free, being you, letting it out, really whatever that is for you. I think we are moving into authenticity. I think this is really hard for me to articulate because there's a leveling up going on. There's a lot of other things that I'm sort of seeing going on that I'm not quite ready to put into words yet. But basically, it's time to step up. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. I very much appreciate it. And if you happen to like what you see here, I would also appreciate if you liked and subscribed. Sorry, I'm chewing on a mint because I quit vaping, but I'm doing nicotine mints. Oh well, I think it's the least evil thing. Anyway, thank you for stopping by, you guys. Have a great day on Earth. Peace. Namaste.